Hi everyone, Squirrel Shelley here and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about quite a big Reddit topic that I see pop up all the time, and that is, how do I know if I am trans? So my first point is a bit of a personal one, and this is something that I always just felt. I always felt it inside, that like there was a girl living inside of me and it could never get out, and I always had to bury it from a very, very young age. And this is so difficult from being a kid, like needing to hide your femininity or masculinity. It's really, really difficult. And I feel like this is probably one of the first things that you will notice from possibly a very, very young age. Some people, however, determine later in life that they are trans, and this is completely okay. It's never too late to truly be yourself. My second point is, you may have been drawn to girlier things as a kid. This is not always the case because obviously toys cannot be gendered. It is just whatever you want to play with, you play with. But for me, I was drawn to things like dolls and dress up and things like this that are considered maybe a little bit girlier. And I was always quite envious of my sister because she could get these comics, like these girly magazines and things. And I was always getting like what my brothers were getting because I did not know, like I couldn't get girly things as a kid. I would have got ripped for it. So I was always quite envious of my sister for that. My third point is quite a big one, and this is quite a funny one as well because I feel like this is a very eggy thing that you can do, and that's play the female character in video games. So for me personally, I always used to select the female character, whether that be in Fallout or whether that be in Grand Theft Auto or anything like that. I always used to select the female character. And that's because I could live that life as a female, and I loved it. I'd play The Sims and I'd create my character and I'd be the female, and I honestly felt so euphoric just from playing the female character. And it made me honestly feel good that I could explore my fashion a little bit and explore what being a woman is like a little bit, even though it's not quite the full picture. It made me feel good on the inside that I could select a female character. I could not select my character in real life. I did not have this big menu open up and be like, do you want to be a female or be a male, and all this sort of good stuff, but that would have been pretty darn good. This brings me on to my fourth point, and that's being envious of girls whilst growing up, or being envious of women just through little things because of like the way they've got their hair, or the way they can like certain things, or the way they dress, or shopping, or whatever. You sort of grow up envious of women for that reason. Like me personally, I hated shopping whilst masculine presenting, because you'd walk in there and it was all very boring clothes. Like I walked in and I was like, I don't like any of this stuff. And since transition, I will walk into a shop and I will love so many things. I'll be like, I love that dress, I love this, I love that, and it fits me so much better. And this brings me to my fifth point, and that's that you've never quite been comfortable with your gender assigned at birth. So this can be anything from just being called male to being called mate to being called sir, anything like that, to the way your body type goes, or the puberty that you went through. For a lot of trans people, puberty is a very traumatic experience. Whether this is from the way your body changes to what goes on down there to the way your voice drops, like there are so many aspects to puberty which are very, very traumatic. Now, my sixth point is, have you ever actually been misgendered in a way that it made you feel more comfortable? For me personally, I grew up going to dance class and stuff as a kid, and then I ended up going to gymnastics, and a lot of the time they would be like, okay girls, come over here, because it was a majority girls, so they'd just be like, girls, come over here, and I'd be like, I'm one of the girls. And that always brought me so much euphoria in a weird little way, just to be considered one of the girls. Also, during COVID, pre-transition this was, I used to wear like a face mask, and I had long hair as well at the time. So I had people, like whilst I was at work, I would have people going, oh, sorry love, sorry darling. And I just, like, it would fill me with so much happiness, just the fact that I was being considered a woman. It was so beautiful. And I'd go back to my girlfriend and I'd be like, yeah, I got misgendered today. Like it was a bad thing. But in reality, like, it honestly filled me with so much happiness and joy just to be considered a woman. So this is another thing that, like, definitely is a good telltale sign. Now, my next point is one that really affected me personally and really messed with my mental health a lot, and that's burying the fact that you're trans. So, in the past, you may have thought, oh yeah, I'm definitely trans, I'm 100% trans, and then you will bury that, and then that will come back and bite you twice as hard as when you buried it. And each time you bury it, it just comes back stronger and stronger and stronger. And each time you're just like, I'm definitely trans, I'm definitely trans. And then you bury it. And sometimes you can bury it to a point where it genuinely feels like you are not trans. And this could be the reason why you are questioning it a lot. Now, my next point is quite a funny one, because this is another way that people sort of crack their eggs and stuff. And I've experienced a lot of people who've discovered who they are because of this. And that's facial recognition, facial apps that change the way you look. So things like FaceApp or Snapchat with female filters where they can change you and make you look female. And this is something that I personally went through, and I see myself as female, and I was filled with euphoria, and it made me feel so happy to see me like that. And then, like, I'd be constantly pressing on the screen to see me before and after, and I'd be like, it's not that different. And from my experience, the FaceApp one was pretty accurate. Like, it wasn't actually that far off. HRT does a lot of things and changes your face a lot and rounds it out and changes the way your eyes look and little things like that. And that's kind of what FaceApp kind of does. And I loved it for that. And it honestly helped me discover who I am a lot. Now, the final point I want to bring across, and this is possibly the biggest telltale sign, is imagine a button in front of you, a big red button, and if you press that button, you will wake up as the opposite gender, and you will wake up the way you truly want to be. You will wake up in the right body and everything, and you will wake up the way you would like to be and you would like to present in the world. If you had that button in front of you, would you press it knowing that you cannot go back, and no matter what you do, you cannot go back? You press that button and you wake up the correct gender. I feel like this is the easiest way to determine if you are or are not trans, because a lot of the time it's the path to get to where you want to be, which is a bit intimidating for a lot of people when they think about all the things and all the changes they need to go through. It can be really intimidating, especially when you need to come out to friends and family and you think about how the society will treat you. But that's all the points I can think of right now. So if I missed out any, leave them in the comments. And if I helped you out with determining who you are, please also let me know, because these videos are created just to help the trans community. I use my platform just to help people out and help people realize who they are, or to educate people on what being trans actually is. But thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you will go into the channel and check out all the other videos as well, because I am trying to be as active as possible and try and bring out as much useful content as possible. So thank you for joining, and make sure to subscribe and like the video. Love you all. Thank you for joining me.